Hello, everyone. My name is Anuj Sharma from Hack to Skill. So I hope you guys are excited for today's session. Let me introduce myself. My name is Gitanjal. I lead the community and operations here at Hack to Skill. And today here at Gitanjal Institute, we are here for Robotic Process Automation Developer Camp. Now, what is RPA-DC? So we started RPA-DC around 2 to 3 months back. We did it. We did one cohort in the month of January. We are doing it now in the month of April. And the vision, the aim of RPA-DC is to help new students, who are starting their journey into technology, help them to start the journey in RPA and clear out the myths and facts, how they learn it, provide them the basic support, basic guidance they need to be a part of it. So here we are with RPA DC. Let me just share my screen. What you have to do in today's session, after today's session, and what are you going to learn. So in today's session you're going to learn about what RPA is, what how to start a journey with RPA, what are the benefits of RPA with some myths and facts, and you know how RPA is different from other technologies. So you have already registered here. We have our guest speaker with us, Mudhum Krishna Lalapet, Senior Software Engineer at InnoWise and UiPath MVP. He'll be sharing some crucial insights, his knowledge, his experience with you all and motivate you to start your journey in RPA. So after today's session, the challenge for you is to complete the introduction to RPA course. Now, this will serve as the base of your RPA journey. This is the first course which you have to do when you're starting your journey with RPA. And after this, it's a chain reaction. You'll love RPA. You'll love this session. So let's come to the dashboard. So when you're done, okay. So when you're done with this session, you just have to go to the dashboard, click on this link. As you can see, UiPath Academy. Now, what is UiPath Academy? Why we have to go here? Everything will be shared with you during this session in depth. I'm just giving you a quick overview. So UiPath Academy is a place where you get all the courses, certifications, and all the support you need. So when you are done, when you're done with this session, just click on this link. You don't have to go to the courses section. My internet is taking a bit time. Just give me a second. Yes. So when you are done with this session, so you have to start with introduction to RPA and automation. So this is the course which you have to complete. And after completing the course, you have to submit the diploma. Now, what is the diploma? So diploma is like a certificate, a piece of paper which certifies that you have completed this course and you know the contents of this course. It's not a certificate, but a diploma. There's a slight difference in this. Cool. So when you are done with the course, there will be a button here called download diploma. You just have to download it, go back to our dashboard and submit it. This is how you will be eligible for the prizes and the rewards which we have. So just submit your PDF here, enter your t-shirt size and submit. This is how the process looks like. Now, without wasting much time, I'll bring the speaker with me, Mr. Madhu Krishna. Hi, Madhu Krishna. How are
Hi
you?
Anuj. Hi Anuj. Fine.
Great. I hope you are also excited as well as the students.
Yes. Yes.
Great. So, best of luck, buddy. You can share your screen
Yeah.
and start this session.
Yeah.
And also, if anyone has any doubts during this session, feel free to put it into the comment section.
Can someone confirm like if you can see the screen or not?
Yes, your screen is visible.
So okay. So let's get started. So firstly, welcome to the session. Today we'll go through a quick introduction about RPA with UiPath. Myself, L. Mudhukrishna, senior software engineer, as Anuj already introduced. I have an experience of 3.5 years completely on UiPath, and I'm an MVP for 2022. So this session is not a lecture. I'll just explain one of the most interesting technologies to make more interactive. We have a small demo in between as well. So let's start with our first topic of today's session, which is what is RPA. RPA. RPA abbreviates robotic process automation. Firstly, what is a robot? It is an entity which is capable of doing programmed computer tasks, which is a complex is known as a robot. Simple in simple terms, some complex task which is being done as a program is called a robot. And what is a process? It would be a sequence of steps which leads to a meaningful activity. And finally, what is an automation? Anything that happened without human intervention will be automation. So in combination of those three, it is a technology which enables a software program to mimic user actions. So it can be a keyboard input, it can be a mouse click or mouse hover, any mouse movements. It can be of scraping data from a website and putting that into an external application or any website. So all these tasks which are logical, which is repetitive and which are mundane, so those tasks can be automated with RPA. As I already mentioned, it first mimics the human actions. It can be any keyboard events, mouse events. It can be a reading of data, anything with human actions. It is very quick to implement, and it is easy to scale. Once you develop a robot for a particular task, and you can scale it as much as we need. You can keep on add more tasks for that. And uh, uh, since it is a robot, it can't make any mistakes. And the interesting fact, it doesn't need a rest. Any application can be automated. So it can be a website application, a desktop application. What The sequence has to be logical, and that can be automated. The final part, data can be extracted. It can be, I mean, if you have a website and you have to scrape a data from there, simply a UiPath robot can scrape information from that website, and then you can use that in, you can export that to a MS Word, or you can even use that data from you can use that data to even to put on some external website as well. So that is simply RPA. What RPA is not. So as name suggests, it have like robot in its name. So it doesn't mean like it is a physical robot. It is not a humanoid robot. It is not a walking or talking robot. It is not a warehouse robot which does all your warehouse habits or warehouse tasks. It is not a human replacement. It can only do whatever the human does as a repetitive, and it has to be logical. It can't take its own decisions. So that is not RPA. And what RPA or robots can do? In simple terms, it can log into any application. It can be any web. It can be Amazon website. If you have to scrape all the iPhones for current that are available now, it can log into application, it can enter, as you do, it can enter the iPhone in search bar, and then it can scrape all the iPhones that have been shown. It can move files and folders in your PC. If there are large set of files and that has to be moved into a folder, a robot can do. It can read a database. It can submit queries to database. It can query the database, and then can pull data from database, and then that can be exported into an Excel. So that can also be done. It can scrape data from web. A robot can connect to systems by using APIs. So this will be even faster. You don't have to interact with UI elements. It can directly interact with the API. It can extend content from PDFs, documents. It can be an email. If your company have if you have a large task like scraping every email, and then email has to be filtered out and then moved to a particular folder. So that can also be done using a robot. It can open emails, it can open attachments, and it can make calculations. These are some simple examples where RPA can be deployed in educational field. It can be part of enrollment process. It can be a simple attendance robot. It can be in your college itself. It can be if, for example, if you have a repetitive process of entering all your marks into a website. So there you can simply replace a human with this simple data entry robot. It can schedule meetings. It can be a chatbot which is answering in online websites. You can also use in supply chain for inventory management and contract management. In IT, you can use that with server and app monitoring. And from HR, it can be onboarding and for all onboarding and offboarding process. You can replace a robot. For client services, like for every simple change request can also be done using a robot. For accounting, for operations. So these are some of the major advantages of RPA. The execution speed, since it is a robot and it uses advanced it uses JavaScripts and all. It uses .NET uh, languages as well. It can directly interact with API. So all those makes RPA super fast. It executes in very good speed. It can be even um, more speeder than a human doing operations. Accuracy, it can't make any mistakes. The regulatory compliance of a company will be improved. And cost of process execution, job I mean a human task can be simply replaced by a robot. So for that entire cost will be reduced by using this process execution. And easier scaling, once you develop a robot, if you have for example, if you developed a robot for a single domain, it can be scaled into for other domains as well. So it is easier to scale. So these are some of the benefits of RPA. There are many as well. And growth and opportunities. So you might have been thinking like, what are the jobs we can get? What are the opportunities of RPA? So here are some of the reports from the famous websites. For example, Future of Work Report 2022 says like, by 2025, 85 million jobs may be replaced by 97 million new roles with new division between humans, machines, and algorithms. So there is a huge demand for RPA in current market. And there are other research website as well, where it shows like RPA market size growth and a rapid business transformation. And even in the jobs, 40% growth. LinkedIn 2020 emerging jobs report says that robot engineer emerging job in US as well with 40% annual growth. So these are also like it is a well paying job. So an average salary would be like $1,14 per year. So it's not a bad one. It's very good in current market. And daily active you can also find RPA jobs in UiPath forum as well. So there are like 5,000 plus openings every time. So it's easy to get into RPA once you learn everything. And why to choose RPA as a career? As I already mentioned, so there are resources and analyst reports which says like, in future, like by 2025, there are like there will be a huge demand for RPA, and then it will cross the 120 million. It would at least cross 120 millions of jobs in RPA itself. And in current market, as of now, we discussed about RPA, what is RPA, and now we have different set of tools which can be which does RPA. So, one of the major tool, one of the top tool will be UiPath. And why do you have to choose UiPath? UiPath has been voted as top one in G2. G2 is a review tool, like how we have IDMB for movies. G2 will be one of the important research tool or reviewer tool for all these applications. So in that website, UiPath has been voted as top one for RPA for low code category in all four regions. Four regions would be like Europe, India, Asia Pacific, and that's the reason like you have to choose UiPath. And UiPath is user friendly. It is a low code platform. You have very good interesting courses within UiPath Academy itself. So I would say UiPath. That's why like UiPath is best in market. And these are the other tools we have in the market: Automation Anywhere, Blue Prism, Pegasystems, Crayon, Microsoft. So why UiPath is top? Why UiPath? You have to choose UiPath. So this line would be like current offering, and this would be weaker the strategy. So if you see remaining applications, they have low current offering and then low strategy. And if you see UiPath, it have a good current offering, and then it is also a higher end strategy. So that's the reason we choose UiPath. So coming to UiPath, let's discuss about the major components of UiPath. So firstly, we have Studio. This is the place where we design automations. We create workflows for a particular task. We create workflows from Studio. And we need like once you develop your code, you have to run in a VM, right? In some environment. So you can't run in your own PC. So to maintain all those, we need a server. So that server, a centralized server, will be called as orchestrator here. And then finally you have your automation, you deploy it to server, and you have to run in some other environment. So that will be that running would happen with the help of robot. So that's these are the three major components. So firstly, the Studio. So this is where you design, or this is how the Studio looks like. I'll be showing in a demo after this. So you have activities pane. You have activities, you drag and drop them. For example, here if you see double click has been dragging and dropping. So that does a simple double click. That how how human does. It'll do a double click. So that's about the Studio. So from simple automations to complex tasks, which includes AI skills, can also be automated using this your Path Studio. And this is how orchestrator looks like. So this is the centralized server, the heart for your automation management. Here you once you deploy your automation from UiPath, it will directly be pushed to server, and from here you can execute your automation into any environment. And finally, robots. So the robots are your digital helpers. So there are types of robots. Firstly, no robot, an entire task is completely be doing by human. And secondly, attended. So it can be attended is nothing but a human has to be attended while a robot is running. For example, human and computer with robot process in background. Like for example, he will be in front, and then he triggers the robot in background. That will be attended. And then if it and a hybrid, it will be a combination of both attended and unattended. So a part of automation will be triggered by human, and he gives his input, and then the rest of the part will happen in background, that is unattended. Fully attended, so fully unattended here, the sequence or the task has been completely automated, so no human intervention is required. So that's how you differ the types of robots. So don't worry about these terms. You will have a detailed explanation in our UiPath Academy itself. I'll show you like how to, which has to be which one you have to start, as Anuj already showed you. So in that you can have a in detailed explanation with a demo. So yeah, so now how to install UiPath Studio. I'll be showing an URL. You can register there. So this is the URL. So here you can continue on Google, and then you can give your email address, and that will give you UiPath Studio. And there will be two profiles. Select UiPath Studio for now, and that you can it will be a simple installation. You can run the UiPath installer Studio installer will be downloaded, and you can click on that, and then you can install the UiPath Studio in your machine. So for all resources, we have official documentations from UiPath itself, so which is from the here docs.uipath.com. For example, if you have some trouble in installation, you can directly go to docs.uipath. Under installation studio, you can see every detail about how to install UiPath Studio. Now I'll just show you a quick demo of downloading I mean downloading data from any website, like for example Flipkart. So this is UiPath Studio. So once you install UiPath Studio, if you open UiPath Studio, this is how it looks. You can click on process, and I'll just give a sample process name. I'm giving sample process 1, and select the location where it has to be stored, and you can give your a detailed description. For now, I'm just keeping it empty. Okay. So now I'll quickly explain the task which we are going to automate. So we have, for example, the task would be to open Flipkart, and then type if you have to get all information regarding Nokia mobiles. So you go to Flipkart, and then in the search bar you type Nokia mobiles, and then you scrape all information to Excel. So I'll just show you manual task. So you open Chrome, and you type flipkart.com, and you type Nokia mobiles, and hit on enter. And now we have information, and you have to scrape all this information to Excel. So that's the simple task. Now we'll see how we automate that. First of all, let's take a flowchart, or it can be a sequence as well. I'll name it test. So firstly, what we did, we opened a browser, and then we navigated to this URL. So we have activities, we have n number of activities for each task. So firstly, we have to open browser. So for that, we use open browser, and we drag and drop. I'm making it as a starting point, and here you have to give the URL which you have to open. So that's the URL which I have to open, and immediately after opening, I have to type here Nokia mobiles. So I'll just copy this. So we have to type. So we use type into activity. I have to type here. So I'm selecting there. So after typing Nokia mobiles, I just have to hit on enter. So for that, you can select a shortcut key. You can select enter here, and let's see up to here. I'm closing Chrome, and I'm clicking on run file. So it opened Internet Explorer. So from open browser, you can select the type of browser as well. So by default, it will be Internet Explorer. So now I'm selecting Chrome. As you can see, it opened a Flipkart, and then it typed Nokia mobiles. So now it opened Chrome, then it types Nokia mobiles. If you see, it is even faster than me. So once you open a browser, once you type Nokia mobiles there, now we have to scrape all the information which is been shown from Flipkart. So for that we have something called data scraping. So we use data scraping. Once you hit on data scraping here, a window will be popped up, and then from with that window you can select which information has to be scraped. Click on next, and then I need this entire information. I've selected first element, so there has to be pattern. So I'm selecting the second. So if you see, it selected all the mobile information. So I'll click on next. It shows you what information has been scraped. So all these information, for example, first one. So we have Nokia TA1304105SS, Nokia 105, all the information which has been shown in the website. So if here we have multiple pages. So if you have to span to all pages, then you can even select if you click on finish, it will show you if your data is spanning into multiple pages, then you can click on the link. Checking some time. Yeah, it asks you if data is spanning, then select S and then click on next pages. So for example, now if we have to scrape all the information within all pages, then I'll just click on next link, so that it will go to each page, and then it will scrape up to end, and then it will give us the data table. So for now I'm just scraping the first page itself, so I'm clicking on no. So it will automatically create a sequence of data scraping. So I just have to attach this to open browser, and now we have the information in a data table called extract data table. So this is the pane where you see variables arguments, and then if you go on variables, and this will be the name of the variable, and then the variable type would be data table. And now I have to write that extracted information into an Excel. So for that we just have to just search for write range, and then you would see workbook activity. Then you have to give the path. I'm giving the path to my documents, and this is where the table information is present, so we use that variable. And if yeah, we need headers, we can add headers as well. So this is a simple automation to scrape information from Flipkart. Now we'll run all together. It opens Chrome, types Nokia mobiles. It scraped the entire information. Now if you open the Excel, here you can see all the information from the website. So this is a simple one. And if you see, like when I did, it was a bit I was a bit slow, and then the robot is super fast. So that's a simple automation. Now so where do I learn this, where do I learn how to do automation with UiPath? So we have a powerful academy called UiPath Academy. You can, as Anuj already shown you, you go to UiPath Academy and you can see all the courses which are available with UiPath. So we have from starting as a starter, we have BA, we have developer advanced. You can learn everything from a single source called UiPath Academy. I'll quickly show you. So this is UiPath Academy. You can just search for UiPath Academy. I would also show you. So this would be the home page. If you have to go to courses, and these are the courses which are available. I mean, every course with UiPath you will see here. And for now, your target is to complete RPA starter course. So click on category RPA starter and open Introduction to RPA and Automation. So yeah, this is how it looks. And you start learning, and then it will navigate you through all the entire session. It will navigate to the entire session. So that's UiPath Academy. As I already Anuj and me already told, you have to complete a course there, and then if you have any questions, you can connect with Student Champion within this email ID. And we have a strong UiPath community. For example, if you got stuck somewhere, we already have 1.5 million professionals, and then citizen developers who are learning and getting support from UiPath community. We have UiPath Academy where you can learn skills. We have UiPath forum. If you have any, if you got stuck at a simple at a point, you can raise your own you can raise your question there, and then experts will answer your question. If you are interested in events, like what UiPath does and the updates of UiPath, you can navigate, you can search for UiPath community events which will be happening, and you can also participate in hackathons. You can also join meetups and conferences if you are interested. I'll show you UiPath forum how it looks. You can search for your forum, and then the first link would be forum. And this would be the UiPath forum. So here you can already, if you have your question, you can directly Google it. You can directly Google, and then you can say in UiPath, it will directly open UiPath community forum if your question is already been answered. If your question is not present in forum, you can create a new question, and experts will answer in within the minutes. So that's UiPath community. And finally, thank you. I hope I excited you regarding UiPath, and I hope you all complete the starter course. And if you have any questions, you can ask now.
So there are few questions in the which type of automation does UiPath support?
Can you repeat it? Your voice got broken.
It is on the screen. Which type of automation does UiPath support?
Which type of automation we have? It can be desktop. It can be a website. It can be a database automation. Like all, if your task is logical, all those can be automated.
Next, we have, are
I
there
hope
any
I answered your question.
prerequisites for enrolling in the course?
No, there are no prerequisites. You can directly start RPA starter. It will get you through from basics of UiPath and RPA. If you have knowledge in .NET and all, it will be added advantage when you automate the complex tasks. And yeah, that's all.
Next, we have, can this be built using any other website? I guess this is in respect to the bot which you build right now.
Okay. um any website? Yeah, we can
I mean
automate
to
any
say,
website.
can we scrap data from Amazon, Meesho, or Flipkart, other websites?
Yeah. Yes, you can scrape information from any website. it is not only about scraping. You can even do other tasks for like uploading a image to a website.
Next we have, is there any between, I mean to say, I guess you forgot to wrote difference. Is there any difference between RPA and test automation?
um, Test automation is automating your test cases. For example, you have a tool, you have a website, and you have to do some testing on that. You write those test cases within with I mean you automate those test cases using test automation. And RPA is doing it would be like I mean it will be like upper than testing, so you can also do testing within RPA. So in UiPath itself we have a separate test manager. You can also automate the test cases using RPA itself. So RPA is nothing but automating any repetitive task. It can be a testing use case as well.
Great. Guys, do we have any more questions? I guess we don't have any more questions. So thanks a lot, Mudhu Krishna, for joining in and taking this
Thank
session
you.
on a weekday early morning. And it will be, okay, we have one question here. Besides doing repetitive and lower value tasks, can RPA work on unstructured data?
Just doing repetitive and lower tasks. Yeah, we have advanced tools in UiPath. For example, we have document understanding, where it can scrape any information which is unstructured. It can be a handwritten file, it can be a handwritten document, it can be even a signature. So we have tools within UiPath which from using which we can automate the structured data as well. Using which we can scrape unstructured data as well.
Cool. So, guys, we'll send you a mail with all these steps and the next process which you have to complete and how you can start your journey with RPA and how can you build your own bots. We'll send some resources across on over the mail. So stay tuned for more. We have one question from Siddharth. Is there any? Okay, I'm going to take this quickly. Is there any fees to enroll in UiPath Academy? No. How do I know my registration is complete? You will receive a mail from our end on Hack to Skill platform, and if you sign up on UiPath, you will receive a mail from their end. So we have, yes. So Keshav, we can use for cognitive tasks also. So, okay, we are going to take this last question from Kapil. This is for you, Mudhu Krishna. What is the difference between
Yeah,
RP and AI?
yeah. AI is something where you do human tasks. For example, it would be more of predicting and all. So RPA is just automating the logical stuff. For example, if you do a repetitive task, that can be automated, and there is a human intervention needed in between, and that also should happen automatically. Then that's where AI comes into picture. So in UiPath, we have RPA plus AI, which is intelligent automation. We have a tool called AI Center, where you can implement AI models as well. You can if you have knowledge in Python, you can write Python models, ML algorithms, and you can include that within the RPA, which will be even more stronger.
Great. So I hope this answers your question. Thanks a lot everyone for joining in. We'll reach out to you over mails for further communication. Thanks Mudhu Krishna for joining in. It was really great having you with us here.
Yeah, thank you, Anuj.
Thank you everyone. Have a good day ahead.